You walk along an old path through the eastern woods. At this hour, the moon shines especially bright. Everything around you glows with a mysterious light. Trying not to make a sound, you go deep into the woods. Finally, the branches part, and you see a curious sight. Some Khaldoons, unknown to you, are trying to agree on the price of a pile of copper samovars. One of them looks deeply upset and constantly knocks on one of the items. It seems he wants to demonstrate its quality. You notice a pair of red eyes peeking out from the samovar. You buy one of the samovars from the bewildered Khaldoons. They hurriedly gather the rest of the wares and disappear into the forest. As soon as they are gone, your samovar turns into a demon. Black silhouettes of the old Avins look like lurking demons. You search one barn after another, but there's nothing of value inside. You sigh and get ready to leave when a chill runs through you. You notice dark, demonic figures in one of the old barns.
Greetings, Master of the Avin. Let me pass into your domain.
Ah, alive one. The peasants left me here. I'm to live here for another. You can hear me, I gather. That means you're a witch. Come into my barn then and listen to my story. I have centuries of wisdom to share. Might be of use to demon knowers like you.
Thank you, kind host. I'm always looking to learn.
Well, listen.
It seems as if many hours have passed, but the stars haven't moved an inch. You leave the barn having learned quite a lot. You see a flickering light among the graves. You come closer, trying not to make a single sound. Soon, you see that one of the fresh graves is being dug up by an acquaintance of yours.
Why, you startled me, Vasilisa. I thought that the devil had come for me.
I thought you were nothing short of the Walking Dead.
What are you doing at such a late hour? In a cemetery of all places.
This is none of your business, Visa. And look who's talking. Good girls stay home during the late hours.
I can already tell that you're digging up a grave. What a sin!
Don't talk to me about sins. People say that you're a witch now. Phew. My grief makes me dig. I need to take one last look at him. One last time.
Listen to me. It is not proper digging up graves. You said that I'm a witch. So I am. I know a thing or two. Listen, one time... Do you know Dashka from Pilva? She had it worse than you. Her son died. She missed him terribly, and so she went to dig him up. She dug all night, and didn't manage to finish the job, so she came back the second night. She dug and dug. Suddenly, a white dog jumped out of the grave. It followed her to her house. Must have been the soul of her son. It was certainly.
By the end of the tale, the peasant can't hold back his tears. You help him get out of the half-dug grave and fill it back up. As you do this, you notice an Adam's head growing nearby and take it. You say goodbye and continue on your journey. You arrive during the long, pre-dawn twilight. Sharp points of age-old fir trees from a jagged wall far behind the church of Wiedelgort. The priest has already begun preparations for the morning rituals. He notices you, puts aside his chores, and greets you.
Who goes there at the crack of dawn? Is it you, Vasilisa? Cover your head, girl. Tfu!
Morning, Holy Father.
Kolya? Is that you? And don't tell me you want me to marry you to her.
Well, it's too early for me. Kolya, on the other hand.
Hey, Vasa. Don't go deciding the things for me.
We came for another reason, actually. We need a name, an orthodox one, from the list of the holy names, from the Sviatse.
It can't be. Are you expecting?
No, we want to give a name to a demon.
You want to what?
Father Yefrem sways, walks back to the nearest wall, and sits heavily on a bench.
Are you sure you don't want to marry?
It's all for good. We want to free this girl.
You explain your encounter with the Banya bride and what she needs for her freedom.
I've heard about the changelings. Not sure how it works, though. I can't give you a name. The church tricked you both. Nothing good can come of it.
Choosing a name from Sviatse turns out to be not such an easy task. How can I make him reconsider? What if it's not a demon, but a Christian soul doomed to suffer? That would be a sin for sure.
Truly. They say you are a witch now, Vasya. It will soon be the harvest day of Ivan the Long. We need to disperse the dry winds. Help our village, and I, in turn, will help you with the name.
It's a deal. I know a ritual to thwart dry winds. We'll go visit the field.
All right, you'll have your name.
Father Yefrem opens a heavy book with a silver cover.
Choose. These days we honor the holy Claudia, Matriona, and Alexandra.
Kolya, she's your bride. You choose.
Let's call her Matriona. It's a good name.
You would name her after a respectable woman? Watch out. She might become a knower.
Thank you, Father.
Well, the field is about a mile to the west.
I'll try to thwart the winds. See you later.
You soon arrive at your destination. The field looks empty in the twilight of the dawn. Cold wind seems to penetrate you to the bone. When you step onto the plowed field, you sense a familiar shiver. This field harbors evil spirits. You find a poorly hidden bundle of old wheat ears. It's a Khaldun's Zalom. The stems are tied in a knot and dusted with ashes and salt. Fresh grave soil, eggshells, and steamed grains are laid around it. You draw a circle. You feel that demons are not far off.
Wind, O wind of the seven brothers, the oldest one, do not blow from the rotten corner. Do not bring rain from the west. But blow us warmth, render good service to our people, bring forth pleasant rain. Joy to plowmen, glory to you, fierce one.
You finish reciting the Zagaver, and for a moment, silence falls. Suddenly, a creaky voice from behind startles you.
You sure are a strange creatures. First you curse it, then you bless it right after.
By you, do you mean us Khalduns?
Ha! Humans, always on the border between worlds. And that is why you always lose. But who am I to complain? My name is Andreko, and you, I've heard about you. You're the new witch, Vasilisa.
So is it you who spoils the field, sending dry winds?
Spoil? You use the wrong word. I am helping the peasants, and I am a master at this. I mean, surely you understand that this is for their own good, don't you?
What possible good can broken rye do?
Oh, you disappoint me. All right, here's the thing. The peasants will have a bad harvest this year. That is so. But it will make them search for new, better ways to grow wheat. So when the real famine comes, people will be ready. Their newly gained skills will help them overcome the true hardships. As you can see, I am a visionary. Well, now, shall we go our separate ways?
Don't be a glib with me. Tell me. It's not by chance that I came across this Zalom.
You don't say. Perhaps you know who's to blame.
The Zalom caused this chort to appear. Who left these weeders? Who summoned this chort? You were sent here by another Khaldun, weren't you?
Right. You know, I'm starting to like you. I could even tell you who the Khaldun is who sent me. If you weren't so careful, the Zalom had already been enchanted when I arrived. Want to make a deal? Let me finish what I started. I'll send some dry winds, and after that, I'll be your servant. The famine will cause death in heaps.
I have all the chorts I need. Don't be a glib with me. Tell me. Enough talking. I'll definitely banish you from this field.
Shouldn't have got in my way.
And yet I have. Deal with it.
have got in my way.
And yet I have. Deal with it.
have gotten my...
And yet I have. Deal with it.
shouldn't have gotten.
And yet I have. Deal with it.
So the name of the girl will be a fitting name. You did the right thing sorting out that demon. Won't spoil any good crops anymore. The only thing left to do is visit the spinner. Vasilisa and I are going to see the spinner. There's nothing for you to do there, Kolya. Understand?
Sure did.
And one more thing. Don't say anything about the Banya or the bride. The spinner can't stand demons, though she looks like one herself. Got it?
Who is the spinner?
A woman of sorts. Her name is Kapitalina Ivanna, but everyone calls her the spinner behind her back. She's quite knowledgeable. You don't want to mess with her. That's why I am coming with you. Don't go running your mouth. Speak nothing of the book. Got it?
What should I say to get the belt?
Good question, Vasilisa. Keep your ears open when you speak to her. Remember, do not mention demons. She does not like them. And you might as well disregard the fact that we needed the belt for a changeling girl. Now, if you show you are of knowledge, that would be good indeed. If she doesn't like you, or should you let anything slip, the cost will be more than we can handle. Got it?
Understood, Grandpa. It's time we were on our way.
Yes, it's better go to her at night. I've arranged a cart for us.
Do you have any Kupala salve left?
If I only knew. We could fly, but feet will do. And another thing. There's this rich fellow, Petrov is his name. He asked me to check on his field. Says demons are ruining his crops. It's not far from Pintek. It so happens.
Well, what do you want? Can't you see? I'm all cozy here on the sleeping bench. I'm sleepy. Ask what you wanted. I need to sleep. Got tired.
What kind of demon are you, Ikota?
That's how fiends are called. Ikota. If they possess people, that is. You know that. Wish to learn more? Any demon can become Ikota. Climb up on someone, got it, that's it. People will call you Ikota. Bet you can do it better than me.
Wanted to learn more about you. What were you doing before Akulina?
Alright, I'll tell you. It's a long story, mind you. I've told you before. I used to be a Susetko. For quite some time, I've lived there. The Transfiguration Church was built how long ago? Must be over 200 years. I am wise and old, you see. So you'd better heed my advices if you know what's good for you.
Never seen cats any wiser, that's true.
Good then.
Maybe you'll stop swooping your fur all over the Isba in 200 years, eh?
What? What about it? None of my concern. I have to look after the household anyway. You could have fixed the bench yourself, by the way. It creaks as hell.
Oh, I'll show you, you damn short.
Wait, Grandpa. You will...
Sure. I better want to ride.
What with the church then?
So about it. I've stayed at Susietka there from the time it was built.
You were Susietka over there in church, or were you from some other place?
In the church. I remember that well. But what was there before that building? Damn it. Can't quite remember. Let's talk a bit later. Maybe my memory will return.
Why did you transform into a cat?
Cats kill people. For protection, that is why. Well, what you looking at? Scared, eh?
Yeah, right. Cats give no quarter. It is good that our father Tsar's army keeps them in...
So you don't believe me then? Let me tell you one story.
Let's go. We'll talk later.
Well, Vasa, now I can say I've seen things. Cannon fire. A redoute, that's one thing. The devil himself, that's a whole different level. Still, I think that war is scarier. Much scarier than any chort. I still can't forget it.
You've seen too few chorts, Kolya.
Perhaps that's true, but that's beside the point. I'm not going to put up with it. I know how to get over this. I have an idea.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking of stepping right into the fire, if only...
You could die, you know.
No. I'm not talking about something like a campfire. And it's not the devil I have to overcome. Man's greatest enemy is himself. That's what I think.
What happened down there, in the war?
Bah, Vasa, you wouldn't be interested. This war was thought up by the devil and none other. Not by the Holy Spirit, that's for sure. I don't even want to remember. The thoughts alone make my hair white.
Is that why you started smoking?
Well, look at you. They don't call you knowers without reason. Well, yes. I'll start with something small, I think. To tell you the truth, I'm terrified even when I strike Spox with flint.
You catch a whiff of the disgustingly sweet smell of rot. Cold fear enters your soul when you guess what might be the source of the smell. A human body lies nestled in the grass. It is already unrecognizable from decay. You see an old wooden cross upon its breast. You dig a small grave and push the dead man inside. You read a prayer and continue your journey. You have goosebumps, a sign of a devilish presence. You look around. Your only companion is humming among the silence. Suddenly, a dark figure steps out from the shade. It is a scribe, a Zagavr dealer.
Be wise and go forth. Knowledge will serve as your daily bread. Wisdom will enter your heart and be good for your soul.
All of a sudden, the tops of the trees rattle and clang. Alarmed, birds fly away, screaming in fear. You see a whirlwind filled with loose branches and dust from the road, headed your way. The dusty whirlwind passes by, and you hear the shrieks of dark forces coming from within. Soon after, everything is quiet again. You see a small demon sitting on a hillock. In his hand, he is holding a snake by its tail, swinging it from side to side. A swishing sound of the snake's body and its angry hissing fill the swamp area. You watch as the demon twirls the snake above his head. It seems as if he'll never grow tired of it. Suddenly, the snake slips from its claws and flies right at you. It's clearly angry. Worse yet, the demon runs after its toy. Despite the late hour, sounds of celebration are coming from the village. It turns out that a festive dinner has dragged on and turned into a non-stop festival. You notice the worried host, who looks like he can't wait to say goodbye to his guests. You offer to disperse the festival for the host. His distrust of you vanishes when, after a couple of your zagavers, furious winds send the suddenly worried guests scurrying home. The host rewards you with some of the dishes from a banquet table. Bathing in the moonlight, a moss-covered idol is hidden among the tall trees. You walk closer and see a fresh towel wrapped around it. The forest around you is silent. You meet a girl walking in the direction of Panteg. In her hands, she clutches a spindle that is emanating dark power. Old Yegor smirks, another of the spinner's victims. You call out to the peasant girl and convince her to get rid of the cursed spindle. Surprised, the girl follows your advice. You freeze with horror. A dead girl is dangling from a spruce tree's gnarled branch. You can't move. This strange fruit sways back and forth with a creak in the cold wind. She died recently. You summon the strength to go to Panteg and tell them about the dead body. You see the despair in the eyes of the peasants. It seems the girl was well loved in the village. You feel at ease as you walk down the welcoming street of this village. A calm silence surrounds you. You almost pass through the village, but the silence is broken by loud laughter and the sounds of an accordion.
Vasilisa, is that you? Come on, join us.
I don't have the time.
Come on, your work is such a bore. 5 minutes here won't kill you.
All right, I have a little bit of time.
You sit by a house and dissolve in a deep song. On the field, you hear the steady sound of digging. Coming closer, you see a peasant moving the border of a field. The man looks startled when he sees you approach. He stops and calls out to you.
Is that you, Yegor?
It is I, with Vasilisa. God bless.
God bless. What are you looking at? I'm moving the border ditch. What of it?
Why are you moving the border ditch? You moved it quite far.
For good reason. The Petrov's workers caused me nothing but grief. They deceived me, shot me in flour, only they didn't steal in broad daylight.
Have you spoken of it at the village meeting?
I have. Not much good it did me. Petrov's fault silenced me right away. Sure. I'll tell you what. If you curse the demons, I'll pay you.
All right, consider them cursed.
You whisper a few spells into the wind. The evil eye will cast its gaze upon the man's enemies. But will it even do him any good?
They won't be able to say a word at the next village meeting. You can be sure about that.
Thank you. Finally, some luck going my way. Here is some money.
You take the money and go on your way. Near a small forest creek, you find a grassy meadow. Among other vegetation, you see one beautiful flower. It's blood red and bright even in the moonlight. You come closer and tie its stem with a silver thread. With a swift pull, you now have a new, valuable herb, Adam's Head. You take the herb and get ready to go on your way. The closer you are to the House of the Spinner, the more ominous the woods get. The decaying trunks of pines and spruces tower over the path like silent guardians. Your blood runs cold every other moment. You feel that the border between worlds is very thin in this part of the forest. You approach the skull hanging by the door. Suddenly, the bony head starts shaking. A burning coal that serves as an eye socket stops you in your tracks.
Oh, joy! And Noah, are we? Finally, some fun! My eye isn't what it used to be. Who's that old-timer over there? I think I know him.
Will you let me pass to see the spinner?
With pleasure, but I'm ordered to test Noah. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be hanging around here in the first place. Anyway, we'll do it just like in the fairy tales. I'll give you 3 riddles. Solve any one of them, and I'll let you through. Solve none, or refuse to answer, I'll take one of your eyes. I'm short one, you see.
I'd say that's the least of your problems.
Well, are you up to it?
Wait, answer my questions first.
I have no answers for you. I only ask questions. Well, are you up to it?
I want to look around first.
So, how do you like this Isbaha? Ours is quite a bit cozier, isn't it? Go speak to that skull. He's a doorman of sorts here. That's the spinner for you, always thinking up something crazy.
What do you mean, speak to the skull?
I mean that it used to be a Khaldun. The regular folks aren't likely to chat with it. We, knowers, are used to this sort of thing. It's something new the spinner thought up. Skulls such as these used to hang on the trees around here like effigies of sorts. This one is used as a kind of test. It would be best if you passed the test. This woman knows me, you see, but she's not familiar with you.
What's with the yarn on the paths?
You see it, do you? Ordinary folk don't. The yarn binds some poor Christians to the spinner. It's a strong and dark sorcery. You had better go and speak to the doorman.
What else should I know about the spinner?
Hush, child. These skulls report every little detail to that witch. Keep your lips sealed.
Ready to solve some riddles?
Have it your way. Ask your riddles.
Listen to the first one, girl. There is a hamlet, folks packed together tight. Come morning the cock sings, yet no man stands upright.
There's a hamlet, folks packed in tight. Come morning the cock crows, yet no man stands upright. A cemetery. Proper dead men do not rise from the graves.
Correct. You solved the riddle. Only that men don't rise in the morning. Believe me, I know. You may pass, or you may try to guess another.
All right then. I'm off to see the spinner.
Evening, Kapitalina Ivanovna.
Evening to you too, Yegor Yevlampiyevich.
The voice of the spinner is quiet and smooth, like the rustling of pages in the Black Book.
Brought you my little orphan. Became a knower recently, this one.
You sure did. But what are you thinking, poking around in my business? You took my spindle. It was doing my bidding, you know. I let it slide on account of you not knowing and all.
God bless Kapitalina Ivanovna.
She has the stirrings of a knower, your girl. Wouldn't make a bad successor for you. So why are you here? Not just to check up on an old woman, I should think.
I saw a dead girl in Villas Woods.
That was Marfa, I would guess. Didn't have money for a love potion. Was quite desperate, I gather. Well, it serves her right.
I wanted to ask you about this yarn you have here and around the house.
This witchery's not yet for you, Vasilisa. In time, you'll learn, perhaps. It's not the same as sending fiends for milk, mind you.
We met your doorman. What of that skull?
Some lousy Khaldun. And Nerit Neek, God rest his soul. Hasn't served his time yet, so he helps me around the house.
I need a woven belt. A powerful one, Kapitalina Ivanovna.
Yes, I know you came for a belt. Only why would I give one to you?
Old Yegor warned me that I should watch my mouth around the spinner. How should I answer her? You're known all across the Uyezd for weaving the best belts, Kapitalina Ivanovna.
So I am. You aren't here without reason. I can indeed make good belts. You've become a knower, so I'll give you an enchanted belt. So what are you going to do with your chorts?
How am I supposed to answer that? I really don't know what to do with them. Shorts will help me become a powerful witch.
The filth will chew you up and spit you out. Never trust them. Igor, the girl seems to follow in your footsteps. Oh, you're never after anything without reason. Always some kind of ruse. Been cooking up something with your demons, have you? I'll give you the belt. It'll help your pupil, but you'll help mine in turn.
Hush.
Have it your way.
All right. Here's your belt. Don't forget your promise, Igor.
You won't let me. Spinner is no simple witch. It's not the last time we'll hear of her. What are you running your mouth for? You miss the whipping so much? Or does a Leshy have control of your tongue? Now we'll have to help her. Heaven knows with what. All right, we've got the belt. Now we must plan our next moves. Well, you've got all the items you need. Now we can try freeing your bride. Since you have the book now, I can't go. I'm not that strong of a Khaldun anymore, to tell the truth. And Abdericha is a powerful spirit. She can charm and skin you alive so fast that you won't know what hit you. So, Vasya, you must prepare yourself properly. Perhaps you have some questions.
What kind of ritual should we perform? I don't remember you teaching me any such things.
I've never saved changelings from the banyas. I think you will need to go down beneath the floor. The bannik will test you there. You have all the right items, but don't forget your wits. Perhaps you have some questions.
What is that, Abdericha?
Who knows where this one came from? These things all emerge in different ways. They say a bannik settles in a banya where 40 children were born. As for this one, the only thing we can say for sure is that she switches out children. Is it an accident or not? Only the Abdiricha can answer that. Perhaps you have some questions?
Time to hit the road.